My pictures are Hi, Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today we're going to speak about this, when we have the feeling that our pictures are really bad. We all had this feeling or have this feeling sometimes, and we're going to speak about it. Why is this and how to solve it? Okay, so let's start. Sorry for the wording, my pictures are okay, but really this is what many of us feel sometimes. And well, there are some people who never feel, they always think their pictures are great. Maybe they're not great, maybe they're really actually really bad. But well, the idea is not to analyze what is a good picture and a bad picture. What is important here is how you feel. This is the most important part, okay? So I think most of us had this sensation at some time, this feeling at some time. I still have it sometimes, or very often. Sometimes people tell me, your pictures are really bad. I say, yes, they are. That's it. Because there are some pictures I'm not convinced at all. Although maybe people may like them. I'm not convinced, and that's it. So what's important is what you feel, what I feel when we see our own picture, what we feel, okay? So I think I have some notes because there's some things many things to say, okay? So when you get to this point, I think it can be a blessing, or on the other side, it can be really hell for you. Okay, so when is it a blessing? Well, because actually, if you feel your picture are no good, you will, if it's a blessing, work on it and better them. Okay, so you're going to work on your creativity, how to make them better, more interesting, more creative. Or maybe this is not this side, maybe it's the technical side. You like your picture, but you don't like the technical side of it. So you're going to think about how to better them on the technical side of it. And also, maybe you're going to spend money in a more clever way, buying what you actually need to better your pictures. Okay? So that's a bit the blessing side of it. But then you have the hell side, the bad part of it is when some people don't realize that the result that they get is not good, but not because of themselves, because of their gear. Some people, they don't realize that the problem is them. The picture is no good because you don't have techniques, you don't have ideas, you don't have creativity. It's not because your camera is bad. And when they don't realize this, what they do is change gear. They spend money on lenses, on cameras, on whatever, and at the beginning they feel that, oh yeah, that's a lot better, but very soon after they realize the pictures are still bad. And this is when some people abandon and some other realize they have to better what they know, okay? But some people get into a gas situation, spending like mad, thinking they're going to solve the problem, and they don't solve anything. And some people, they end up abandoning because some people do it from start, or because they cannot spend more money, or because they spend too much and they're so disappointed that they abandon photography, and that's it. And then there is another part, which are the people who start abusing of editing the pictures. I'll make a special part in this video to speak about that. They think the picture is bad because there is not enough editing in there. So the abuse of it, so we're going to see that also apart, okay? So there are two things. One thing is reality. Is your picture really bad, really good? Do you think your picture is bad, but many people think it's a very good one? Or what is your feeling? Do you feel your picture is bad? Well, first, what people think does not matter. If you feel your picture is no good, and people say, yeah, you're wrong, this picture is fantastic, do you feel you're not convinced? I've got many pictures that people have put many likes, they really love the picture. Even when you sell pictures, people sell a lot of pictures or one kind of picture, and deep inside they're not satisfied with that picture. What counts instead? The reality. Forget the reality. Think about what you feel, because this is what you need to solve. Even if you make fantastic pictures, if you're not happy with them, you have a problem. You're not happy with what you're doing. So this is something you need to solve. Maybe on photography side, or maybe psychological side, but you have to solve it. Okay, so I think the first thing you need to do is analyze a picture. You say, well, this picture is bad. and maybe it is, okay? But doesn't matter, analyze it. What is it bad in my picture? What part of this picture I do not like? Is it the framing? Is it the lighting? Is it the exposure? Is it the thematic? Is it, doesn't matter what. Is it the color? Is it the black and white, the way I did it? All this. Analyze it, check it, think of it, see what's wrong with that picture, okay? That's the first point, because sometimes we're not satisfied with something, and then when we analyze the picture, we say, oh yeah, but this was okay, yeah, this was okay. No, this part I need to better, okay? That part, yeah, I need to better too, and this part was fine, okay? So this way, you start to analyze the most honest way as possible, which is really hard to do, okay? So, but you try to analyze this picture. And then you need to know if you have improved over the past, okay? It means you check your pictures of last week, last month, last year, many years back, and you try to check if you've bettered, if you've improved. This is really important that you check, and sometimes I see pictures like 10 or 15 years ago, I look at it, I say, oh, what a shame. Oh, could I publish that picture? This is horrible. I thought that picture was good. And then other pictures, I really thought they were bad. Every time I record, there's some small plane that comes and see me. That's really funny, okay? So it's important that you analyze if you've improved and what part have you improved. Maybe you see that, oh, now when I make pictures of people, I never cut the hand, or I don't forget to put my horizon really horizontal, and doesn't matter, you check all this. My lighting is better, okay? My framing now is fine, but I still have problem with such or such part. Analyze everything. You need to make a diagnosis of the whole thing to be able to find a solution. If you don't do this exercise of analyzing your past, you will not know what to improve. And maybe you're thinking of once something is wrong and you realize, yes, I'm a lot better than 10 years ago. Or no, unfortunately, I'm not better. I'm still as bad, or I'm even worse. That could be, it doesn't matter. You need to analyze, okay? And then from there, you need to set some targets. I need to improve creativity. I need to improve lighting. I need to improve framing, composition. Doesn't matter what. You have to work on that and make clear targets. It means, lighting is still as bad. I still do not manage flash. Or some people, for example, they really abuse of high ISO, and the picture are really flat, and they don't realize that there are some situations you need to get your own light, not pushing ISO. Okay, so this year I need to improve my flash photography, or I need to improve my framing, or I need to improve whatever, okay? But you are going to work every week 1 hour, 2 hours on a specific things until you know it, manage it, dominate it, okay? This is really important. Sometimes you will realize when you check all your picture in the past that actually you have your own style, and it's easy to know when some people look at your pictures without knowing it's yours. They will say, oh, that looks like one of your pictures, isn't it? Why? Because you've created some kind of style, and this is a sign that, well, except if they're really bad always, okay, it's not really a style, okay, well, it could be, okay, but still, it means you have a methodic way of working, making pictures that sign your picture with your personal style, okay? And sometimes some people feel the picture are all bad, but they're not all bad. They just are fed up with what they're doing, okay? Let's say you make pictures of flowers, always flowers and flowers and flowers, and one day you're just so fed up with flowers that you start to see all your pictures as bad. And maybe they're great pictures, they're fantastic, the way you light them, whether you compose, the way you compose, the way you frame, all this. Maybe it's fantastic, but you're just fed up with that kind of pictures. So you think they're bad, but the problem is you should think of making other kind of picture. And this happens to many people. So when this happens, set new targets. I want to learn landscape photography, portrait photography, product photography, macro photography, whatever, okay? But kick yourself with something else. And this way you will have new things to learn, new things to dominate, new things to manage, new situation, new many things. And that will give you like some creative push forward, obviously. And it will help you feel better with your pictures, more interesting. and after a while you will see that your flower picture were not that bad. Okay, they're probably pretty good. So this is targets you should set. I must learn this, that, do this, do that, do this, and this way you're going to improve your pictures. Okay. When we get to this situation, many people, they feel the pictures are bad because they check others' pictures. They check what other photographers are doing, and they feel that his picture are a lot better than yours. Okay, so they feel like, well, I'm going to do the same thing. So first, sometimes we are really influenced nowadays with social networks, thinking that a picture with many likes is a better picture than a picture with not many likes. Doesn't have to do. Okay, maybe it's simply the thematic. I don't want to offend anyone, but when we speak about nude photography, they have more success than flower photographies. Why? Because very often they're not judging the picture, they're judging the girl, if it's a girl, on the picture more than the picture itself. It's funny because this doesn't happen as much when it's a male. Okay, so that shows that people are more like on a nude picture of a girl than on a flower or a male picture. Okay, so don't compare yourself with that. Second, doesn't matter what other people are doing, the important is what you are doing. Okay, the problem with checking other people's pictures is that you tend to imitate and copy what they are doing, and this is a big error. If I copy your style, yeah, I made the picture, but this is not my picture. Actually, this is my picture with your creativity. So at the end, it's your picture. Okay, I should not copy. I should get inspired, which is really different. This is why I do not like to check other people's picture when they do exactly what I'm doing. I mean, the same thematic. Okay, if we speak about weddings, for example. If I want to give a new style or a new small push forward to my pictures, let's say when the bride and the groom are getting out of church, or when in the valse when they're dancing, I will not check someone else's wedding pictures. I will probably check a sport photographer. When there is action, how is this guy framing for the action, or is he doing some panning, or does he freeze the action, or the other way, doesn't freeze the action and like some kind of blur or this? Analyze a sport photographer, what he's doing, and then see if I can apply that to my wedding photography to give a different look. If I copy what someone else is doing as a wedding photographer, I'm making his picture, not mine. Okay, not my idea. So it's better to do it this way. If we speak a bit again about wedding photography, when you do the rings, for example, or the sleeve cuff, or the watch, well, it doesn't matter. Instead of looking at what other wedding photographers do for that when they make picture of the rings, why don't you check a macro photographer who does insects? See how he gives a special look to insects, how he create the surrounding. Sometimes they create, sometimes they do it on wildlife, but sometimes they recreate the surrounding. How could I adapt that to what I do in weddings instead of having the typical beige cushion? Could I do some green leaves, some things different? Give life to my ring in another way? Check that. Don't copy another wedding photographer. Get inspired by another type of photography. So I think this will help. Now let's speak about editing, because this is really a big problem nowadays. In what way it is a problem? First, I'm not in favor of editing, and I'm not against editing. I think it does not matter. There's nothing wrong about editing, and nothing right or better about editing. It's part of the process for some people, and for other people is not part of the process. They're not interested in editing anything. First, there are two kinds of editing. There are the correction editing, I would say, like get rid of a spot on the face or a scar, or if I've got electric wire on my landscape, maybe I want to erase it. Well, this is retouching. But some people are really interested in pushing photography a lot further, making something with a lot more editing, and something that has not much to do with the original. Okay, I've got this landscape here. I would like to have something really different, really futuristic, a different look. Okay, Well, most people don't process this way. They make a picture, then the picture is no good, and they try to solve it with editing. I'm going to tell you a sentence that an Argentinian friend told me. With Argentinian are really the king of barbecue, meat on the barbecue, and he said, when they serve you meat on the barbecue and they put a lot of sauce, well, it's because the meat was bad, okay? So the sauce will cover the taste, but the meat is still bad. Well, photography is the same thing. If you're going to edit your picture, even if you do a really picture manipulation, photo manipulation, no problem. But it must be thought from start. I do not edit to solve my problem. I make the picture thinking on the editing I will do after. This is really important. It means that if we look at Ansel Adams, although he worked in film photography, well, when you look at his negative and then the final shot, I made a video about that, I'll leave you here, okay? He made the picture thinking on how he would fix it or create it, edit it, or I don't know you call it, in the lab. Well, if you want to do pushed editing, that's the same thing. You must really think beforehand, before making the picture, while making the picture, and make it for the final work, the post-production work. It means here maybe I would make several pictures with different exposure or different framing. If I'm going to do some kind of collage or whatever, maybe I need some parts. Doesn't matter, but it has to be done before. And in this case, that can be great. That can be really creative. But if you use editing to fix problems, I don't speak about a scar, a spot, or removing an electric wire. I speak really about people who have a bad picture and they try to save it, creating something that is still as bad. So beware of editing. This is not bad, but it must be part of the process and thought before and while making the picture. Now I'm going to tell you a great sentence I really love. This is by, I think it's Joe Edelman, American YouTuber. I'll leave you a link to his YouTube channel there. He always ends up his video with your next shot is your best shot. And this is the way it should be. It means that when you finish your picture, whether it's finish editing, finish taking the picture, doesn't matter. That's a past. That's over. That's finished. So from this last shot, you must learn. So your next shot will be your best shot. And I think this is the right attitude. He's completely right on that. Obviously, or unfortunately, it does not always happen this way. Sometimes we don't make our next shot our best shot, okay? But this is our target, that your next shot is your best shot. And I think with this attitude and what I've told today in this video, I think first you will start to be more objective about your photography. You will see they are not as bad as you think, and you will make some steps toward bettering, improving your photography, because you have a more objective way of analyzing the situation and what to do to improve your pictures, okay? Probably your picture are not as bad as you think, but this attitude is going to help you get many benefits improving your pictures. Okay, so thank you for watching the video. If you feel it might interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small button down here, a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Also leave you links of my gear on Amazon, and also link to everything I've reviewed by K&F Concept and Sandmark, and a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.